What do you think of when you hear the word Australia? Let me guess, kangaroos and Crocodile Dundee. Well, you're right, Australia does have those things, but it's so much more than sun, surf, and kangaroos.
I'm Emma. I studied abroad in Australia and experienced an unexpected adventure.
I studied in the nation's capital at the University of Canberra. Canberra, although it's Australia's capital, had the perfect blend of city life and natural beauty. On one hand, I could go to Parliament, museums, and restaurants, and on the other, I had the option of spending a quiet afternoon at the Botanical Gardens, boating on Lake Burley Griffin, or, in the spring, at Canberra's annual flower festival, Floriade. The university was convenient, with plenty of study space, a restaurant, and get this, a hair salon and body piercing studio. I was surprised to find smaller class sizes. I found that professors were caring and easily accessible through email, phone, or even text messages. Lecture slides and recordings were uploaded onto a student database, so it was easy to catch up if you missed a class or needed to study for a test.
I love studying about things that I couldn't study at home.
Like the indigenous people of Australia. On a field trip, I was lucky enough to see an 800-year-old Aboriginal rock painting. Staying in residence was my first experience living away from home. I loved it. My roommates were awesome, and I could walk to class in 4 minutes.
However, my adventure only begins in Canberra.
I traveled the entire east coast of Australia, and throughout my travels, many unexpected things occurred. For instance, I didn't expect to find a flight to Melbourne for $40. I quickly found that traveling in Australia is great, and no matter how you get there are no shortages of hostels, hotels, or campgrounds waiting for you. And wherever your destination, there is some sort of adventure to be had. I did not expect to have a pod of dolphins join me for my first surf lesson, or to scuba dive 20 meters underwater for the first time at the Great Barrier Reef. I was surprised how Australia's natural beauty had the ability to take my breath away. I should have expected no less from a country that contains deserts and rainforests, tropical reefs, and snowy mountains.
However, I would have to say that the most unexpected aspect of my Australian adventure was how much I lived, learned, and grew as a person.
I lived like never before. I was responsible and independent. I traveled, tried new things, and met amazing people. I learned in a new environment, and I added an international edge to my degree. I let the Aussies teach me how to surf, and I taught them how to celebrate Halloween like a North American.
And because I lived and learned, I grew.
I let the outgoing Australian culture influence my lifestyle. I made tons of international connections and unforgettable friends. I grew as a person more than I ever expected to grow in 6 months. My time abroad was the most unforgettable adventure, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. This is your chance to live, learn, and grow like you never thought possible.
Come and experience Australia's beauty, culture, education, and people, and let your unexpected adventure begin.